Hello everyone. I was going on the library website and I found a book about barn owls, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity for us to read and learn about barn owls together. All right. Shriek in the night. Hiss. What was that? It was a barn owl. Barn owls don't hoot like other owls do. These pale owls shriek and hiss. So before I even realized there was an owl in the garden, I was in circle 3 just pulling some weeds when all of a sudden I heard a quack. And I looked around and I didn't see anything. And it was a sound I hadn't heard before. So I just kept pulling weeds until I looked around, and I first thought it was maybe just a weird sound of a crow, but crows don't make that sound, and turns out it was a barn owl. So I thought that was super interesting to learn that they actually really do just screech, and they don't do that hoo hoo thing like other owls do. A little interesting thing I found recently that I thought this picture shows the best is here's a feather. Look how cute it is with its little polka dot on it. So my best guess is that this feather actually goes right here on her, and then, or down lower on her belly. And then actually this morning, when I was watering the garden, I didn't see her, but she left a beautiful gift. Look at this feather. And I think this one goes on top of her head like this. So we've got 2 beautiful feathers from our friend the owl. Barn owls live near open fields and deserts. They're often found inside empty buildings like barns. That's how they got their name. So we don't live near a desert, right? But we do have a couple of open fields. So the upper field is going to be an open field, right? But our garden is, I wouldn't say super open, but there's definitely a lot of mice and little critters that come out there at night. So it's the perfect place for a barn owl to live. Barn owls are rarely seen during the day, but they live all over the world. Barn owls live on every continent but Antarctica. So this map right here, the yellow parts are where the barn owls are going to be living. So if we look at it, it's going to be North America, some of North America, Central, South America, Africa, bits of Europe, India, Southeast Asia, Australia. The thing that all of those places have in common is that, generally speaking, they're pretty warm. I'm wondering what else, maybe it's the type of prey that lives there that would attract these kinds of owls. Barn owls are raptors. So we talked briefly about this in the birds in the garden video, and a raptor is a type of bird that has the long talons and is going to be hunting for their prey. So we know that barn owls are raptors because 1, they have the long talons, and 2, they hunt for their prey, right? They hunt for the little mice and the little other critters. These flying hunters weigh 1 pound, and their wings stretch out about 3.5 feet. So 1 pound is like maybe 2 or 3 apples, depending on the size. Not very much. But a 3.5 feet diameter, that's pretty big. That's probably like more than half a person, which is really interesting that they don't weigh very much. So take a moment to think, why would an owl not weigh very much? Do you think it's because they need to fly? They got to get up in the air? I think so. So you can see here, look at the size of this owl body versus the size of the wings. Really big. Barn owls are nocturnal. That means they are awake during the night and asleep during the day. So the opposite of what we do. In the dark, they hunt prey by listening. Their heart-shaped faces catch sounds made by small animals. So the barn owl has a heart-shaped, pretty flat face, and and that's going to capture the sounds of the little critters scuttling through the grass or the dirt, and they're going to be able to pinpoint where the mouse is and go and catch it. An owl flies toward the sound of its prey. His long legs stretch out. He grabs the mouse with his talons. A barn owl can eat 1,000 mice in a year. They also eat other rodents, rabbits, and small birds. So, based on my findings from the owl pellets, when I was pulling apart all the owl pellets, I was finding on average about 3 mouse skulls, right, your head bone, per owl pellet. Now, that means that if the barn owl is eating 1,000 mice in a year, that's about 3 a day. I think our owl is doing a great job because she was getting at least 3 skulls per owl pellet, sometimes even 4 or 5. So she's a great hunter. In the wild, barn owls can live 10 years or more. So here's the owl with her prey. And if you recall that the owl pellets are made up of the fur of the prey and the bones of the prey, right? Because the owl can't digest that. Barn owls need to be good hunters. They have large families to feed. They may have as many as 9 chicks each year. Look at the little fluffs. After 2 months, barn owl chicks can fly. Soon they will be hunting too. Small animals, look out. So that is the end of the book. I learned a couple of new things. I learned about where they're located in the world. I didn't realize they were, one, so widespread, and I also didn't realize that seems to be that North America is not their normal territory. So if you see here, North America, I mean Northern California, if you see this green here on the side, that's where we are. So according to this map, it says that they're not usually up here. I don't know about that, because we certainly have one. And I didn't realize they could have 9 chicks in a year. That's so many babies. Well, that is what I've learned. If you can please tell your teacher something you learned new about barn owls, or if you have this posted to your Google Classroom or Seesaw, you can comment on it and tell me what you learned new about barn owls. Until next time.